Listen, I'm about to share something that commercial nurseries don't want you figuring out. There's a specific window happening right now where you can drop seeds into cold soil and watch them outperform everything you'll plant come spring. I'm talking harvests so early your neighbors will think you're buying from the store and lying about it. But here's the catch: you've got maybe 2 weeks before this opportunity closes. So if you've been putting off starting your garden, today's the day that changes. Hey there, growers. Welcome back to Earthly Gardening, where we prove that incredible gardens don't require incredible budgets. If you're new here, you've just stumbled into a community of thousands who are growing more food than they ever thought possible without emptying their wallets. I'm genuinely excited to have you here. Now, before we dig in, do me a quick favor: see that subscribe button down below? Tap it. Because every single week, we're dropping strategies that put fresh, organic produce on your table while keeping money in your pocket. And hit that notification bell too, because the techniques we share here are seasonal, which means timing is everything. Miss the upload, miss the window. Alright, let's get into these 14 absolute powerhouses you need in the ground this month. Crop 1. Alright, first up, snap peas. Now I know what you're thinking: peas, really? That's your big secret? But hear me out. Most folks plant peas in March or April and wonder why they get maybe 2 weeks of harvest before the plants just give up. Here's what they're missing: peas are cold season champions. They literally laugh at frost. When you plant them in February, they develop thick, sturdy vines while temperatures are still crisp. By the time May rolls around, you're picking buckets of pods while everyone else is just seeing their first flowers. The magic trick? Soak your seeds overnight in lukewarm water before planting. This breaks their dormancy and gets them sprouting even in cold soil. Space them about 2 inches apart, give them something to climb. Even a bundle of sticks works, and you're looking at harvests from late April straight through June. We're talking 60 to 70 days from seed to snack, and these things are so sweet you'll forget candy exists. Crop 2. Number 2, fava beans. If you've never grown these, you're missing out on one of the most foolproof crops in existence. Favas are basically the tanks of the garden world. They tolerate terrible soil, they actually improve your dirt by fixing nitrogen, and they produce even when conditions are rough. Plant them now, about 4 to 6 inches apart, and push them down about 2 inches deep. Here's the kicker: fava beans can handle temperatures down to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. 15. So while you're worrying about frost, these guys are out there thriving. Come April, you'll have plants loaded with pods. Use the young ones fresh, let the bigger ones dry for soups and stews. And those tender shoots at the top? Harvest them like greens. 1 crop, 3 different foods. That's efficient gardening. Crop 3. Crop number 3 might surprise you: spinach. Now I can already hear some of you saying spinach is common knowledge. Sure. But here's what isn't common: February planted spinach tastes completely different from spring planted spinach. When spinach grows slowly in cool weather, it concentrates sugars. The leaves get thicker, sweeter, almost buttery. Rush it in warm soil and you get bitter, thin leaves that bolt in 3 weeks. Scatter seeds about 1 inch apart. Don't worry about perfect spacing because you'll be thinning as you harvest. Keep the soil moist for the first week, then back off. Spinach roots go deep when they're not rushed, which means once established, you barely need to water. 60 days later, you're cutting leaves that make store-bought spinach taste like paper. Salads, smoothies, sautés, this stuff elevates everything. Quick pause: if you're finding value here, smash that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more gardeners who need these tips. And drop a comment telling me which crop you're most excited to try. I read every single one, and your questions often become future videos. Crop 4. Moving on to number 4, arugula. This is that peppery salad green that costs a fortune at farmers markets, but grows like an absolute weed in your garden. We're talking plant to plate in just 30 days if conditions are right. Broadcast the seeds across a bed, rake them in lightly, and walk away. Arugula doesn't need babying. It actually prefers being slightly neglected. The stress makes the leaves spicier. Harvest by cutting the outer leaves and letting the center keep producing. One packet of seeds will give you continuous salads for months if you succession plant every 2 weeks. And when it eventually flowers? Those blooms are edible too, and they taste like spicy honey. Crop 5. Number 5, Kale. I know kale got trendy and then annoying. But forget the hype and focus on this. Kale planted in February becomes sweetened by frost. Those cold nights trigger the plant to produce sugars as antifreeze. By March, you're harvesting leaves that are tender and almost sweet, nothing like the tough, bitter stuff people complain about. Choose varieties like Winterbor or Lacinato. Plant them about 12 inches apart because these will get big. Really big. One plant can feed you for 6 months if you harvest correctly. Always take the bottom leaves and let the top keep growing. Kale handles snow, ice, and temperatures down into the low 20s. It's basically unkillable, and it produces when almost nothing else will. Crop 6. Crop 6 is lettuce, but not the way you think. Most people plant lettuce in neat little rows and wonder why it gets bitter and bolts by May. Here's the move: broadcast a mix of varieties in wide beds this month. Mesclun mixes work beautifully. As things warm up, you harvest by shearing entire sections with scissors, leaving about an inch of stem. The plants regrow. You cut again. This cycle continues until summer heat finally wins. February planting gives lettuce that slow, cold growth period that develops incredible texture and flavor. Plus, starting early means you get mature heads before aphids become a problem. That alone saves you so much frustration. Crop 7. Number 7, radishes. These are your instant gratification crop. 25 days from seed to harvest. 25. Plant them anywhere you have gaps in your garden because they'll be done before anything else even gets going. Here's a trick nobody talks about: plant radishes alongside your slower crops as markers. They germinate fast and show you where your rows are before the carrots or parsnips come up. Then you harvest the radishes and the other plants fill in. 2 purposes, 1 planting. And if you let a few bolt and go to seed? Those seed pods are crunchy, spicy, and delicious. So even when radishes fail, they're still feeding you. Crop 8. Alright, number 8, turnips. Stay with me here because I know turnips have a reputation for being old-fashioned. But modern varieties are nothing like the woody, bitter roots your grandparents grew. We're talking sweet, crisp, almost apple-like texture when harvested young. Plant turnip seeds about 3 inches apart in February. Within 45 days, you can start pulling them. The roots are fantastic roasted, mashed, or eaten raw. But here's the bonus: turnip greens are phenomenal. Harvesting the tops doesn't hurt the root, so you get 2 vegetables from 1 plant. And unlike other greens, turnip leaves get sweeter as they mature. They're packed with nutrients and add this earthy richness to soups and stir-fries. Crop 9. Number 9 is carrots, and I need you to forget everything you think you know. Yes, carrots take a while, 60 to 80 days depending on variety. But February planting means they develop in cool soil, which creates sweeter, crunchier roots. Warm soil makes carrots woody and bland. The secret to success? Loose soil. Carrots need to push down easily, so if your ground is heavy clay, either build raised beds or grow shorter varieties. Scatter seeds thinly, cover lightly with fine soil, and keep them moist until they sprout. Once they're up, thin to about 2 inches apart. Those thinnings? Baby carrots that taste better than anything you'll buy in a store. Crop 10. Crop number 10, parsnips. These are basically carrots' sophisticated older siblings. They take longer, around 120 days, but the payoff is incredible. Parsnips absolutely require cold weather to convert their starches into sugars. A hard frost turns them from bland roots into caramelized sweetness. Plant them now, forget about them until late spring, then harvest after a few good freezes. Roast them, mash them, add them to stews. They bring this nutty, sweet complexity that transforms basic dishes. And because they take so long, there's zero competition for them. Nobody's growing parsnips commercially anymore, which means this is a flavor you simply cannot buy. Crop 11. Number 11, Kohlrabi. If you've never tried this, it looks like an alien vegetable, like a Sputnik satellite growing in your garden. But don't let the appearance fool you. Kohlrabi tastes like the best parts of cabbage and broccoli stems, but sweeter and crunchier. Plant seeds about 6 inches apart in February. They mature fast, usually 50 to 60 days. Harvest when the bulbs are tennis ball sized. Any bigger and they get woody. Eat them raw in salads, slice them thin for slaws, or roast them with olive oil. They store for weeks in the fridge, and the greens are edible too. This is one of those crops that makes people say, "Why isn't everyone growing this?" Hey, we're almost through the list, and I want to make sure you don't miss the last 3 because they're absolute game changers. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Click that button, turn on notifications, and join thousands of gardeners who are growing more food for less money. Crop 12. Number 12, Chard. This is one of the most underrated crops in gardening. Chard produces continuously from one planting, it tolerates poor soil, and it's nearly impossible to kill. The leaves work like spinach, but the stems are the real treasure. They cook up like asparagus. Plant seeds about 4 inches apart this month. Choose rainbow varieties if you want visual excitement. The stems come in bright yellows, oranges, pinks, and reds. As plants mature, harvest outer leaves and let the center keep growing. One planting will feed you from April through November. And unlike spinach or lettuce, chard doesn't bolt when temperatures rise. It just keeps producing. Crop 13. Crop 13, onions from sets. Now technically you can plant onion seeds in February, but sets of those tiny baby onions are way easier and faster. Push them into the soil about 4 inches apart with just the tip showing. Here's why February matters: onions are triggered to bulb by day length. The longer they grow before days get long, the bigger your bulbs. Plant them now and you're looking at baseball-sized onions by summer. Plus, you can harvest the green tops all spring like scallions while the bulbs develop underground. 2 crops, 1 planting. And storage onions cured properly will last you through winter. Crop 14. And finally, number 14, cilantro. If you're one of those people who love cilantro, you know how expensive it is and how fast it dies in your fridge. Growing it solves both problems, but only if you plant it now. Cilantro is another crop that bolts quickly in heat. February planting gives it that cool growing period where it develops full, bushy growth. Scatter seeds generously because cilantro doesn't transplant well. It needs to sprout where it'll grow. Thin to about 6 inches apart once they're up. Harvest by cutting stems from the outside. When it eventually bolts, let it go to seed. Those seeds are coriander, the spice. So again, 1 plant gives you 2 different ingredients. There you have 14 crops that transform February from a waiting period into prime planting time. Here's the thing, gardening isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, putting seeds in dirt, and learning as you grow. Some of these will thrive beyond your expectations. Others might struggle. That's normal. That's how you build knowledge. The gardens that produce abundance aren't the ones with expensive setups or fancy tools. They're the ones where someone decided to start, even when conditions weren't perfect. Even in February. So grab some seeds, get outside, and put these in the ground. Your future self, the one harvesting fresh food in April while everyone else is just buying seedlings, will thank you. If this video helped you, hit that like button and share it with another gardener who needs this information. Subscribe if you haven't already because we're just getting started. More budget-friendly, high-yield strategies coming your way every single week. Drop a comment and let me know, which of these 14 are you planting first? I'll be down there answering questions and cheering you on. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and remember, great gardens don't require great budgets. Just great timing. See you in the next one.